Welcome, everybody, to episode 4 of Under 1 Million, the podcast based off of the Deserving playlist, promoting artists with 1 million monthly listeners or less. I am here with my guest. Take it away.
How y'all doing? It's your boy N.J.A.E. You can follow me on Instagram at @thereal_N.J.A.E. or Snapchat by Bateman. There we go.
All right, all right.
Doing this.
You cut out a little bit there, so it's N.J.A.E. is not just another entertainer, but he's here with us for episode 4, and yeah, we're gonna chop it up. First things first, I have placed N.J.A.E. on 3 different occasions on the list with his singles "What You Know" featuring Bridge Lane, "Used to," and also "Land of Brutality," also featuring Bridge Lane. And I want to ask you the first question I have, because I noticed too that you also released a Christmas record
Yeah,
called,
yeah, yeah.
called Merry Christmas, also featuring Bridge Lane. What made you want to do a Christmas record?
So pretty much, I just felt like with so much going on in a year, like I just felt like we needed some love. Like I know it's everybody hear the same, Mariah Carey, the same. I want to put an urban approach to it, something new, something local, something that people can be like, oh dang, that's dope. Maybe I should do something like that next year. And I just felt like we needed something, and I just felt like I needed a challenge, something different that I ain't never. That's my first time ever writing a Christmas song or putting a Christmas song out, so I felt like it was definitely necessary.
I think you're right, and to be honest, I shouldn't say never. I rarely enjoy a hip hop sounding Christmas record, but you're pretty much full blown R&B singer. Would you consider yourself just an R&B singer, or do you venture into hip hop?
I would like to consider myself just a creator. Like I don't like to box myself in because one day I might want to dabble over there and you might hear me spit some bars. Or I might just do something else. Like you never know. Like that's why I'm not just another entertainer. Because I don't want to be boxed in as just an R&B singer, just a pop singer, just a you know, dot dot dot.
No,
So
I feel you, but I do want to say I loved that Christmas record, and that's one of the very few. So you're one of the few guys that have been able to do it that has appealed to my ear anyway. So
I
kudos for
appreciate it. Appreciate it. I have to I want to make it I want to bring two different target audience. That's why I added Bridge Lane to it because I feel like it'll give the listener something different and you can ride to it. You can R&B thugs rap, they want to cherish the holidays too. So I just wanted to put Bridge Lane on it and something you can lay up with your girl and y'all can just still have that one moment, you know.
No, I feel you. What drew you to Bridge Lane? Because you work with him a lot. Well, how did you guys meet and get started together?
Well, honestly, I was incarcerated, right? And
Okay.
I met him through my incarceration, and he got out before me, and I was only like 19. I'm 28 right now. So when I came home, I knew that he was still doing the music, and I was like pretty much point me in the right direction, and he pretty much like locked in with me, and it's easy to be like, yeah, whatever. Everybody say they want to do this, but I actually showed him I was persistent, and we did one track, and then next thing you know, he just kept working. It was right, the bond, the chemistry was there, and I kind of lock in with to people who I feel like match my vibes, and if it ain't broke, I don't try to fix it. You don't see me trying to collab with 15 artists, and I just try to stick with one, and we build. Like I feel like that should be the model. Like even with producers, like a lot of producers, they try to get placements with a whole bunch of artists. But I feel like if you just lock in with one artist, build a sound, and just push it, you can prosper more like that because your attention is there with each other.
No, I feel you. I agree with you to an extent because I do think it's important to branch out and work with not just a few artists but
Right, right,
multiple.
right.
But at the same time, I feel like you're coming from the sense of it's got to be genuine, it's got to
There you
be
go. There you
natural.
go. Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah.
because a lot of people, with the worth ethic, you either have one or the other. You got the worth ethic, but you don't have the finance. You got the finance, but you don't have the work ethic. You have the work ethic finance, but you don't have the consistency. You know what I'm saying? So
No, absolutely.
I'm open to collaborate and branch out, but I haven't been placed in that environment with so many artists who's I'm not no better than nobody, but I feel like my drive is just self-driven, you know what I'm saying? And I want to meet artists who taking themselves there, and then I can add them, I can add to that, and they can add to me, and then we can both meet up here. You know what I'm saying? It can't be me up here helping you, pulling you up, and then you just going back down. It's like you got to be building your brand too, or we
Yeah.
not beneficial to either. You know what I'm saying?
Now, there's definitely got to be some type of mutual goal that you're working towards together. You know what I mean?
Pretty
Yeah,
much,
I agree with
pre-
that.
pretty much is like you got me on your show, right? Clearly, you see I'm doing something right. Something I could bring to the table.
Absolutely.
If I wasn't doing nothing, there's no way I could help Derek get his followers, viewers up at all.
No, I feel you, and that's why I had you on. You know what I mean? I think, and I don't even care about a following, to be honest. Like,
I
I
mean,
don't.
but it's still like you notice and I notice you doing your thing. So it's like we meet and we can both make something happen, whatever it is. I don't know what it is, but you giving a platform to artists like me, and I'm open to because I see you doing your thing. I'm like, he ain't just nobody just out here just BS and trying to get artists to just show the face. You actually doing something beneficial for everybody.
Well, I appreciate that, and I think it's back to kind of what I said. It's not about the following. To me, it's about the talent. Like I want to do this with talented guys. Whether you got one follower or you got a million followers, like that's what it's about to me. And I'm just trying to shed light on talented artists. And you're, I'm going to tell you right now, you're probably the most talented singer that I've come across in this underground world in a long time, and probably ever. Um, your voice is phenomenal, man. Like what how did you get into singing for one?
Okay, so pretty much I have a long, lengthy testimony, but pretty much it's like it goes back to when I used to write poetry in like third or fourth grade. Like I used to always observe. I was very observant. You know, I grew up. I lost my mom. Never really knew my biological father. So my adopted parents was really my auntie and uncle. And, you know, like growing up, I dealt with a lot of like favoritism. I know anybody who was adopted, they grow up like, dang, what my mom would be like, what my dad would be like, and you put in a mixture of other kids, and you see how they being raised, and then you like, dang. So I always observed. I always been an observer. Like, dang, she gonna treat me like that. She gonna hug me the same way. She gonna, you know what I'm saying? Just trying to. That's what kids do. So I used to write about it all the time. Write about it. The next thing I know, I got introduced to Michael Jackson at a
Wow.
young age. So I was the melodies just drilled in my head. Start learning the songs, and then next thing I know, I tried singing my poetry, cause you know that's all songs is poetry.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So the thing I know, I just started writing about the abuse I seen, the good and the bad, and then I kept a journal. Like people laugh at males with journals, but sometimes that's the best way to. I learned that early on. The best way, my form of expression was what freed me at a young age. You know, like I don't know, like
It's funny because I just talked about journaling with Ashton Martin. I had him on my last episode,
mhm,
and he said the same thing, man. And journaling, especially for artists, is super important. It's I feel like it's a way to, like I mentioned before, that it's to first of all remember things in this information world that we live in right now. I like it's so hard to remember stuff from day to day,
right,
and also just to clear your head, because if you don't get it out, or at least for me, if I don't get it out on a piece of paper or whatever, wherever you write on your phone, like it just stays in my head and it's clutter, man, and it doesn't
right.
make room for new shit. So I feel you on that. What was your experience like meeting Michael Jackson? I gotta ask you that. You
No,
can't
no, no, no.
really not.
I never met him. I never met him.
Oh,
I'm
introduced. Okay,
introduced
into his
as far as
music.
like you know when you meet when you hear Michael Jackson music, it's like you re-meet him. When you hear him for the first time, you feel like he's a new
Got you.
artist. And when I was introduced to him by a video, I'm into like, you know what I'm saying? As a child, like he's like he gonna last forever. And when I got introduced to him, I'm like, dang, what's that sound? What am I hearing? What's these dance moves? Like, and I just became intrigued with it. And I used to just watch his tours. And I felt like he was, he probably like 30, 40 years old already. And I'm only like 10. So I'm thinking he's just fresh, new. But I just started applying it. I wasn't that good of a child. I used to stay in trouble. I guess I probably lacked attention. We had a lot of kids around, and I feel like some adults take on too much at one time and think you can apply one method of teaching to each kid, that is not true. And I feel like I lacked that attention. So I feel like I was doing stuff I'm gonna be honest, to get that love, that same love, you know what I'm saying? And it carries on in adulthood. And a lot of people, mothers, fathers, they fail to realize that. So, and that's pretty much where my incarceration come into play and stuff like that. So, yeah, bro.
No, I mean it's easy for kids, especially someone that was in your position. That path is a popular one, man. It's not the first time I heard it. It's not
No,
going to be the
no,
last by any means.
no.
So, but I feel like it's a for you. It's important. From what I can tell anyway, just an outsider looking in, you've made a turn, for the better, and just keep going with the music thing, man. And I don't think anything is going to stop you, other than yourself. So just keep that in mind with whatever you
That's
do.
facts, 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 facts.
But I gotta mention this too before I forget, because I mentioned the Christmas record earlier. You fucking snapped on those two Rod Wave remixes, bro.
Oh
That
yeah, which one was it called?
both of them.
Hard on Ice.
There was
Hard on
two.
Ice and yeah, Letters from Lakeshore Drive.
Yeah. So anybody listening, go listen. Well, go listen to everything he's got. But
SoundCloud, Spotify.
yeah, man.
So pretty much, I love Rod Wave. I would love to feature with Rod Wave. I feel like a lot of his music is pain, which that's his niche. I can't really hear him now doing like a turn up song because he's done so much pain soul music. But I could relate, and I feel like when I heard those beats, I'm like, man, I ain't trying to kill this song, but I'm finna kill this song because I can tell my testimony. I can hear my testimony on his beats, and that's all he gives is his testimony. But when I do a remix, I want you to forget about the original. I want you to be like, dang, I want somebody to hear my song, like, dang, I didn't know that was a remix. So that'd be my goal.
I
And
think you.
then with another thing, my fault. Another thing
Hey,
with
good.
everybody, attention span be so like on to the next, scroll. I feel like now we against time. So I do a lot of short 60-minute type remixes because TikTok 15 to 60 minutes, Instagram, anything over
Yeah.
60 minutes, now you got to put it on IGTV. So it's like if you can capture someone's ear or attention within 10 to 15 seconds, you got them. And then it'll make them want to replay it too. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, you're 100% right, and that kind of goes to how I know that you're a business minded guy, because if you're focused on things like that, you know, that's all the analytics side of everything, which the casual fan knows nothing about. And I feel like that's where a lot of criticism comes into play for a lot of artists, and especially underground artists. Oh, this guy's just doing whatever the next guy's doing. That is true for a lot of people, but if you're focused on things like that, how to get your music in front of more people and things, that's how these artists that get super popular
Right.
and people say, how the hell did he get there? No artist is getting to where they're at if they're in the mainstream by just sitting around and making music and that's it. You gotta push your shit out, man. Like it's I don't know how else to say it. You have to do it yourself. You have to know the inner workings of the business. You got to know the inner workings of social media for what you're talking about. Yeah, man. But those remixes, like you said, you don't want them to sound like anything else. I feel like you picked a good artist because your voice doesn't sound like Rod Wave at all. Um, but at the same time, it's phenomenal. Does Rod Wave use a lot of auto tune? I really don't listen to a lot of him, but
I don't think he use. I don't think he really needs to. I feel like he's so comfortable with being himself to where people either you're gonna listen to me or you're not. You're
Yeah.
gonna let me do my little hums and harmonies, and either you're gonna rock with them or you're not. And I feel like he in that lane to where he don't push too much to where he feel like he'll be pitchy, but he get his point across. And it's really about like almost how Drake, you stay in that note, that octave, to where people feel comfortable where they can try to hit that note and you can sing it like instead of like hitting a, love, you know what I'm saying? You could just hit a mellow note and you be like, can I save you from you? You know what I'm saying? You don't gotta do too much. You just hum it and it sound good. So put a little reverb, a little delay, and then boom, you got a raw wave Drake.
Yeah,
So
man. That's something you don't use auto tune or pitch correction whatsoever in your shit. I know you don't. Do you?
hey, look, I'm gonna be honest with you. Everybody uses a little bit of pitch correction, but it's not like a T-Pain pitch correction.
I
It's
feel
not,
you.
and it's to a degree to where you can't even notice. It's so small, and it just barely touches the notes. You know what I'm saying? Barely. Like everybody uses it, even rappers, and you don't even hear it. But it's just like an auto correction, just certain
I feel you.
words.
It's
But it's
definitely
like,
popular. I
yeah,
mean, but I can't hear it. So you're doing whatever you're doing in the
yeah.
mix. You're doing it right because I can't tell.
Post production, post production.
Yes, because I mean, even me, I used to be the biggest proponent of I'm never gonna use pitch correction. I don't want to do it. You know what I mean? I was like, got stuck in that old school mindset that like, oh, this shouldn't be here. But I quickly had to learn that that's not the case, and I use it in my own music now. It's just something it just makes it sound better. Why am I gonna fight against something that makes my music sound a little bit better when you know what I'm talking about?
You a
Why would I
student.
do
You a
that?
student of the game. You a student.
Exactly.
You constantly learning, trying to apply new things. But I got a quick question.
Sure.
Um, I told you I'm very observant, and I noticed your shirt said disconnect, and I can't really tell what that picture is, but I know it's deep. Could you explain your shirt, like
Yeah. So
what
it
it means,
actually
the
it
message
actually
behind
says disconnect, reconnect, and it's basically
it?
this
Okay.
side. I think am I pointing to the right side? Yeah. This is more like
Yeah.
wilderness, and this is a
Re-
city. So it's kind of like for me, being stuck in. I'm from a major city. I'm South Florida, so Broward, Dade. There's just population everywhere. I need to get away from people every once
Right.
in a while, and I just felt like this shirt really kind of captured that mindset. And it's kind of I use it as a reminder, like, all right, if I'm feeling like I gotta,
Yeah.
just kind of get away and get away from all these distractions, it's time for me to disconnect. But at the same time, there's always a time to reconnect with the people and the world. So that's what it's all about.
Right. Timing. It's like you introvert, but at the same time you a social introvert. Like you I get
Right.
it. Isolation. Isolation is key in moderation. Sometimes get out, get back in.
Got to recharge my batteries every once in a while,
Yeah,
man.
it's too much noise. Too much noise. I
Yeah,
get it.
absolutely.
I get it.
But yeah, it's a good question. But I want to kind of go back because I know you said that you've been incarcerated, you were locked up for a while. Just take me through some of your biggest setbacks that you've gone through in your music career and in your life, and
Okay.
just yeah, we'll just kind of go from there.
Okay. First off, honestly, I went to college for audio engineering.
Okay.
At the Art Institute in Nashville, Tennessee. I had to drop out due to financial situation hardships. And first off, I want to say like pretty much I never understood how much power failure holds, because a lot of people fear to fail. But if I knew, you heard the saying, if I knew what I knew, knew now back then, I would have just embraced it. But back then, when I was young, I was running from it. I was running from, dang, what my parents gonna think if I gotta drop out, or dang, what I'm gonna do if this don't go right. And I'm constantly digging a deeper hole instead of confronting it face on. So I had to drop out of college, and then that led to depression. Cause it's like, who I'ma blame? I can't blame my parents. I can't blame. I mean, I could, but what would that help? I can't. So me having to move back home and like I just lost all track of music, period. Because real life, I'm in real life. I'm in real life go mode, survival mode.
Right.
Survival mode. Music is more. we put that behind us. I put that behind me at the time, and now it's like how I'm gonna financially take care of myself. Cause in my mind, I'm an adult. I'm 19, 20 years old, but I'm still like, it's dog eat dog world out here. Don't nobody care that I'm struggling. Don't nobody, everybody in their own bubble trying to make it bigger. So I end up coming home, got into some trouble because I tried had to get a 9 to 5 like everybody else out here grinding, and things was a disconnect with my family and my support system. And the support system is very, very vital when you young and you trying to figure yourself out, your identity. So pretty much I just lost a hold of who I was and what I was trying to do, my goal. I was just out here trying to figure out like what's my purpose. And I feel like everybody, even as adults, still trying to have that question. And okay. And then so pretty much that led to me getting involved with the wrong people. And that led me in a situation to where it was no point of return. And I just had to take the punches as they came and just like embraced it. This is my new life. And this is what. So long story short, they gave me time, and you know how the court system works. Like they know if you can afford lawyers before you even see the judge. It's supposed to be a system of equality, but it's really if you can pay your way out of prison or you can buy more time, then that's what it is. Me going in a situation to where I knew I couldn't. That wasn't my story. So I didn't even reach to my mom. Mom, could you give me lawyers? Cause I already knew what the situation was, or I wouldn't even been in that situation if we can afford that.
Right.
So, um, I just went. I feel like it incarcerate. I feel like it was a good and bad thing at the same time because it changed my view on life, and it makes me go into every situation overthinking things like trust issues and like learning. Like I'm still learning how to reach to trust people because the environment I was in was so toxic and like inhumane. So it's like I feel like everybody is like, you know what I'm saying? You see somebody, you like, what's their intentions? You try to read what's their intentions. You hear the music and you think like, oh, he just putting stuff together and it sound good. But these is actually my life, like the stuff I go through, the second guessing, my parents, my mom really passed away, drugs, you know what I'm saying? And just growing up trying to figure out who am I? Who am I? So I feel like I had to grow up incarcerated in prison, like from a boy to man. I went in 19, came home at 27. So
I think what you said about um, kind of looking behind your back all the time, looking over your
mhm,
shoulder. It's easy to fall into that kind of mindset. I've been there before too, and um, when you have something go wrong, and then you have another thing go wrong, and it just feels like a snowball effect, and then you start looking at other people like, all right, what's this person trying to do to me to make my life go wrong? And
right.
it's almost like it's your mind starts thinking in a way that's just going to hurt you more, because if you're
Hmm.
not open to other people, you know what I mean, might pass up a situation or pass up an opportunity that you never know what could happen, things like that. So I feel you on that for 100%. um, and I mean, to relate to you on the college aspect too, well, I did the same thing. I went to college for a year, or two, something like that, and I dropped out of college, and I hid that shit from my family for the longest time. I just felt like oh man, they're just gonna be super disappointed in me and all that
Hmm.
type of stuff. So I feel you. Ended up not being the case. You know what I mean? We're our own worst enemy. So that's just how shit goes. And yeah, I think as we get older, we get over that type of thing. So I want to ask, how did you overcome that? You know what I mean? I mean, that what's that? 8 years? 8, 9 years?
Well, they gave me 12. They gave me
Okay.
12 years, and I'm in Illinois, the IDOC. So
Okay.
12 years. at 50%. So I only had to do 6 years. So, but if I was to get in trouble and stuff like that, they can add everything. They can add
Right.
that time back, and I have to do the most 12. So pretty much, the way this is my first offense ever. My first time ever in trouble with a criminal, criminal background. It was a felony, um, and it was a aggravated robbery. And I'm gonna be completely bold, man. I robbed a bank. You know, I robbed a bank at 19 years old, and I was I was man, we can be on this interview forever, but I'm gonna keep it short.
We got time, man. Don't worry about it.
So pretty much, man, I just lost hope. I lost hope. That's what it all boils down to. I lost hope in my support system. I lost hope in my girlfriend. I lost hope in myself, and I felt like being in the situation I was in, I was really doing it for trying to help my mom out. I felt like we got into it, and I felt like the only solution to her problems was financial stability.
Right.
And if you hear things. They don't talk about stuff. Parents talk among parents, and you just feel a vibe. Like if two parents are abusive, you can sense that. And if you can sense there's an issue with finance, you can sense that. So you're like, damn, I'm gonna go make it better. And you don't always talk to the parents like, this is what I'm gonna do. What you think? If I do this, you think no, you just go do it. Because our pride tell us go make a way. Especially as men growing up and not being around the right audience, the right environment.
Yes,
I
sir.
grew up in Chicago. I grew up in Chicago on the south side, and my mom they moved us my sophomore year of high school to a smaller, slower town in Illinois. But I always go back and forth to Chicago. But you know, it's definitely a learning process. And to be honest with you, I forgot the question, the initial question. I'm
No,
just everywhere.
no, you're good, man. What so like what were some of the things that you would do? And again, if I ask some question and you don't want to answer, just say fuck you, man. I
Man,
don't
I'm,
want to answer
I'm,
that
I'm
shit.
gonna be bold. I'm gonna be completely bold. Okay, look,
I feel
I'm
you.
gonna
I
be completely bold.
just
I'm
making sure you know
comfortable. I'm
that.
comfortable because my story is gonna give somebody else strength. Somebody who actually think what prison may be like, or some of these gangsters who think they about that and out here doing the things that they doing and don't know what type of time that they can catch with that or nah, bro. Like I'm trying to turn everything around. I'm trying to let my testimony. I'm gonna be as transparent as I can, so somebody else, somebody young, somebody old, can look at me and be like, "Dang, that ain't where it's at," or
I
"Dang, I
respect
can
that.
look at him. He an R&B singer. He's singing about love, but this man was actually isolated." And I went to Menard Correctional. That's a Max in Illinois, and then starting off with 12 years, 6 years or whatever. They as my time went down, they dropped me down from Max to medium to minimum security. So within that, I told myself, like even the process, I'm gonna walk through the process, the beginning. So pretty much everybody put on these yellow suits or whatever, the yellow jumpsuits, and then they fingerprint you. Boom. This is me taking my time and going you know, to the penitentiary. They put you on these things that when people show you this in the movie, depict this in the movie. You get on the bus, handcuffed, shackled, and the whole bus full of inmates, and it's just a gritty feel, dark, gritty, long ride to the penitentiary. So then next you know, you got the officers walking back and forth, and I'm thinking to myself like, what the fuck I didn't get myself into, bro? Like this is when people say out of sight, out of mind. I felt out of sight, out of mind. I felt so dirty, nasty. Made me feel like I wasn't even human. Like the conditions of like I used to have real deep, real deep um, gashes in my wrist from being shackled all the time. So the next thing I know, we get to the penitentiary. You wanna know what the first thing they ask me? They
I
say, they
I could
say,
take a guess.
they say, they say, what's your emergency contact just in case you get raped?
Oh, nice. That's a very comforting thing to
You
tell you
feel
right when you're
me?
about to.
And I'm thinking like I got so many thoughts running through my head. I'm thinking like Either he trying me because he know the yellow suit means that you want to new, meaning that you fresh, meaning that you ain't been through this before. Because if you're a repeat offender, you get a different color jumpsuit.
Gotcha.
So he knowing, and I was a lot smaller than this. I was like probably 125 pounds, you know what I'm saying? And
You
I had the baby face look, you know what I'm saying?
you went the
Yeah.
bulk up route when you got in there, man.
Yeah, no, I had my mind right. I had my
I feel
mind right.
you.
I knew what I wanted. I got with the right people in there. It's just like a whole nother world. You get with the right people, you make the right moves. You can make the wrong moves. You can get with the wrong people, but that's gonna extend your time,
Right.
you know.
Do you
So I just
remember?
took,
I'm sorry. Do you remember like a specific point when that you reached, a decision in your mind that like, all right, hey, this is never happening again. I'm not coming back here. I'm gonna do what I need to do, and when I'm out, I'm out.
the lack of support on the inside. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like a lot of people had, their family coming through, sending them money, they on the
Mm,
phone all the time talking to their girlfriends and I'm thinking like, dang, that would be nice to get a car. That would be nice to be able to fix me a meal that I bought instead of going to the child hall dietary and eating that slop. And just the struggle make you the change you. It'll put fear in you to be like, man, I ain't never doing this again. And that's what it did. The lack of support. And I don't wanna say feel like they obligated because I put myself in a situation, but it's almost like me being unsheltered is what made me the man I am. That's why I'm self-driven because I made a way in there. And if you can make a way in there, you can definitely make a way out here. It's just getting over your excuses and just driving through it. So
that's a good way to look at it, man. You
yeah.
definitely have the right mindset. Well, I mean, that's what it takes. If you if you go, well, and obviously, I'm not speaking from experience, but
Mhm.
I was arrested one time, so I was in there for like 10 minutes, but it's all good. I did some hard time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
some
no.
push you did just some pushing. Uh,
Yeah, man, it was just some stupid shit. But no, I mean, going into actually when you got real time, that's if you go in there with a weak mindset, I feel like it's just gonna eat you alive, man. And that's I yeah, I mean, obviously, I think that's what you're just shared there.
yeah,
If you're not strong in the head, you're not gonna be strong anywhere else.
yeah. But it's so persuasive and it's so persuasive. Your mind, for a couple times I thought I was going crazy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm thinking like, dang, bro. Look. Kevin Gates said on one of his Instagram posts or one of his videos, he said, and I can identify with this because I did the same thing. So you want to sell about? I'm exaggerating, but pretty much it's real small, and you sleep by the toilet, and imagine a bunk bed. And I'm thinking like, okay, bunk bed, that's cool. I did this when I was younger, but it's different. You metal, mat's about this big, you know what I'm saying? And for me to it challenge you to take your mind outside of that situation. So I remember one day when, before going to the actual prison, going through processing, um, they brought us our food through a little chuck hole in the door about this wide. They just push it through the door, in the little foam trays. Disgusting. This is my first time being introduced to what prison food is like, and I found myself looking and then we had like the mirror stained windows to where you couldn't see outside.
Uh,
All you can see is probably a little glare of sunlight, and then after 5 o'clock it's straight dark. So you really gotta like either talk to we call them cellies. Whoever in there with me, that's my cellie, my cellmate, and we trying to get to know each other because we trying to find some type of if you in there by yourself, you want to talk to the other person and try to figure out that's humans. We made to socialize.
right.
What you in here for? What you in here for? Me, the same thing, same. How long you got? So you trying to, that's just adapt and figure it out. But what I want to get to is I was saying I was looking in a toilet. I was looking in the toilet and all I seen was water, right? And I took my mind, I closed my eyes, I flushed the toilet and I'm like, I'm looking at the fresh water and I took my mind to a beach. I took my mind to a beach and I told myself, this is a lie. I'm not really locked up. I'm really on the island. because you gotta channel, you gotta take your mind there, and that carries over to my music. That's how I was able to write outside of my situation, and I'm still to this day able to write without an instrumental, without a beat, and I can just write because I was able to take myself out of my present situation and travel in my mind.
It's
So
crazy you explaining that, and I feel like I just got an insight into a lot of your music, and that just made me understand your music 100 times better. And because there's just something about you that you like, I feel what you're saying. Every word that you say, I can tell that you're speaking it from a point of experience and a point of emotion. um and you just kind of lay it out all on the line and leave your chest bare, you know what I'm saying, on every record that I've heard from you so far, and they've all been phenomenal. uh and I want to, not to get you away from your story, and if you have anything
no,
else that
you
you want to
good, you
share,
good.
go ahead. But I can also tell that from the videos that you make. um I can tell a lot of thought goes into your videos, each scene, you know what I mean? Yeah, even what you're wearing or what you're not wearing, because you always be shirtless, bro. You gotta be, you putting me to shame out there with this, with your shirt off and all your shit.
Hey,
But so I want to ask you, do you direct your own videos and, like, come up with the script yourself?
so look, crazy thing is like I always want to be a writer. Like I feel like I just want to create. So pretty much when I the process is okay. You send me instrumental, boom, I vibe to it. Get the mood right, vibing. However I feel is what I go with. I don't second guess it. I just go with it. And then, okay, boom, this gonna be the song. Do I hear a feature on it, or do I feel like this is something I need to do personal? So okay, I do it. I put it down, I put it on wax, record it. Then I visualize what do I see. But sometimes I write the video or I have the whole concept before I even write the song. Like with the Christmas video, I already seen the video in my head. And to be honest with you, I'm finna give you another layer of me. I grew up not celebrating no holidays. Never experienced Christmas. And you heard the Christmas song. You would think
You would have never guessed that ever
I
after
grew up
hearing that.
I grew up they didn't allow us to celebrate holidays. We Christian, but
They didn't allow, like, they didn't allow
look,
you, or you just
look,
didn't do
look,
it?
look, my childhood was crazy, bro. It's not no, they didn't allow us to celebrate no holidays. Like I was trying to figure out are we are we Christians? Are we Hebrew Israelites? Are we um I ain't asked my parents if they're atheists, but I had this I had this conversation. I'm like, what are we? Because you mixing traditions, you mixing religions, and you confusing the hell out of me. And this is that's my problem. I always had a mouth. So imagine me talking to them like this at 10, 11 years old. And these are my aunties and uncles. These really my auntie and uncle, but I call them mom and dad through adoption.
Got you.
So I always spoke my mind. I'm always like, why are we doing this? Why can't I go to the Halloween parties at school? Why can't I the Christmas? Why everybody else? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it troubled me, and that's what added fuel. And then this song right here, the Christmas song, I'm like, man, I gotta give them some. I gotta challenge myself, and I gotta put myself in that situation. Like, this is how I would feel Christmas would be like, just by watching movies and watching everybody else do it, and having a girl is really geared towards relationship. Like, so okay, this how Christmas gonna be with my boo thing. My girl is love. It ain't really for the kids. It's really for like the mid. And I'm like, okay, this how TikTok. This how I imagine This how I'm not TikTok. This how I imagine Christmas being. I had TikTok in mind too
I
when
was
I
gonna
wrote it.
say, you had some TikTok videos
Yeah,
in
yeah,
mind eventually
I
too.
had TikTok in mind because it's booming. So I just put myself there, bro, and then like the whole process is I constantly I write a treatment. I write the treatment out and I try to see I'm working with a budget. It's just me. I don't have a label. I don't have no investors. It's just me. I work hard. I work on a barge, by the way. I work on a river. 30 days, 30 days off. My 30 days off, straight music, straight grinding, straight personal training, straight. and I work 6 hours on, 6 hours off on the river, nonstop. I'm working on the river doing labor work. Anybody to know what a tow butter is, a deckhand, that's what I do. Out there on
Okay.
the river, and I know a lot of people can relate because you out there without your family, and it almost puts you in a mindset. People say this for like prison, bro. You don't know what prison. You have no idea. You got Wi-Fi. You got 3 meals a day. This ain't nothing like prison. Just a
Yo,
little hard work.
this is a penthouse compared to in the cell.
Exactly, exactly. And we on the water. You can look at the sun every day. You can meditate. You can, you know what I'm saying. But everybody ain't been in that situation, so I can't knock them. Um, so I'm doing that on top of writing my music, but it put me in that. I feel like prison prepared me for that this lifestyle that I'm in right now because I have to lock in. I have to my time management have to be on, my punctuality, my schedule. Like I schedule to the T, you know. And I just feel like if you're open to these lessons, then they will be taught. But if you closed off to it, then you will never learn nothing. I was willing. I was willing to see. I got off subject. My fault.
No, you're good. Go, keep
Oh yeah.
going, man.
So, yeah, I direct. I don't get the director's credit, but I feel like I'm definitely the director when it comes to visualizing. Bridge Lane helped with a lot of with a lot of his input on the videos that we put together. But we working like we independent. So anybody that's out here that's independent and they doing their own, don't depend on the videographer to give you the the script for your video, your vision. You got to figure out your budget. You got to wait. You got to figure out how could you use props that's already around you. If you have to, plan a video 2 months in advance. Buy props off Amazon.com. Wait the way we have found for the Land of Brutality. We found the old TV, and I say, okay, let's use your two. Bridgeland got two sons. I said, let's use your two sons. Make them look like they us when the Rodney King thing was going on. We have them
All
sitting on
right,
the
that's
bed.
that's what that was. All
Yeah,
right, all
yeah. We
right.
said, let's have them sitting on the bed and like they watching an old school TV. And if you could pay attention, that was a Rodney King beating that they was watching.
Yeah,
And then it's Zoom, present day, me and him. You know what I'm saying? We
that's
found that
dope.
TV. We found that TV, and pretty much the message in that's like it's still happening.
Right.
20 years later, the same thing that happened to Rodney King is happening right now. You got the whole Black Lives Matter, the whole thing, chaos that's going on today. We just trying to, we not saying, we not putting out, we just trying to, I don't know, bro, so much stuff going on. We felt like it was our duty as artists to put this message out there. We could talk about love, we could talk about the streets, we could talk about, but what's really going on in today's society? The land of brutality. It's the land of. At the end of the day, this is what's going on.
I
So
think
we want to make it feel like it's a rebellion. Like we don't know who we going after, but we finna make a stand. That's why you seeing us with the guns and stuff, blah
right.
blah blah. And like we finna just go cause a something. we
I
left it to the viewers. We left it to the viewers to figure out what we finna do, but we didn't do it.
I feel you, and I want to say that anybody listening, definitely go check out that video or listen to that record if you're not by a computer. Well, you got a phone, so go on YouTube. But
Spotify,
yeah,
iTunes, Land of Brutality.
it's a real dope video, and it has a clear cut message. If you watch it or you listen to the record, and even if you don't watch the video and just listen to the record, you know exactly what you guys
The cover
are
art tell the
talking
whole
about.
story.
Exactly. So it's I have so much respect, endless respect for artists that can go into a record, pre-plan the video, have their basically like what you said. You had the whole script and the whole image in your head already, and you went and you did it. And I thought it was an unbelievable job. And you can't tell it. It's just you and one other artist maybe just doing the work. It
Right.
does look like you have productions behind you, so
Man,
you
it's
know that's around.
man, I spent hours going through my phone. I like literally put like I'm finna show you. I go through my notes. I go through this app on my notes. You probably can't see that, but
That's all. What app
I have
do you
I have
use?
a list of notes, and every note is a different video, a different song. I got song, video, production, what's my ideas for, and it's constantly changing. So I just try to work with my budget, and my goal is to push the director, the not the director, the videographer, push him, challenge him to do something different, do something new. Because I feel like if you come across my existence and I'm not impacting you in any way, then I feel like I ain't doing my job. Like if we working together, I feel like I need to be pushing your creativity. You need to be like, dang, that's dope. Why I ain't think of this? Like, dang, that's dope. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like if I was to be introduced to like a lyrical lemonade, or if Juden filmed it, some of the major videographers out there that's dope with the camera, they probably would be like, nah, bro, let us do this. We got this. And I'm like, nah, bro, this is how I want. I'm Kanye. Like, nah, this is what I see. This is what I see. This is what I want to happen. Cause I feel like creative freedom is everything to me. So
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't know. I don't know what I would be. I don't know if I was to be offered a major deal, or like, so I don't know how that would even come to about, because I'm so used to just working by myself or working with three people or something. Me, the feature artist, and the videographer.
I mean, I think major
Everything.
getting a major deal these days. I mean, that's kind of like, you know, I feel for any independent artist, that's just kind of would be icing on the cake. I don't
Mm-hmm.
even think about that anymore. Like it
No,
is what it is. I honestly, I probably have more fun now doing what I'm doing
you
than
will.
I would, if I got somebody down my back 24/7 trying to tell me what I can and can't do. Like that's just not, it's not what I want to do. You know what I mean? I've had very small deals thrown at me that it's like, all right, if I'm going to consider this, and this isn't even a big deal. I'm talking like a little independent label type shit. Like, why would I give you like my masters control over or creative control over my videos? Why would I do that for this small amount of money when I'm already making a small amount of money doing what I'm doing, and
Right.
I can do whatever I want? Like it just makes no sense. I just think we get too caught up in the, oh, I'm signed, like who fucking cares? Like if you're not happy or you're not enjoying what you're doing, who cares?
Exactly. And it's all about perception and education, because somebody looking outside in and be like, somebody that got nothing to do with the music or being creative, don't have a creative bone in their body, would be try to tell me, oh, you fell off. Oh, you fell off. What's your idea of falling off? Like they really try to get in your head. I hear them talk about other artists falling off. I'm like, bro, only if you knew the process. Only if you do you even know what shelving mean? Do you even know like what a 360 is? Like, come on, bro. Like, don't tell me somebody fell off if you don't know the backstory. And that I feel like education with a lot of artists is definitely important. But this is the stuff that you have to find yourself, because labels not gonna tell you this stuff. It's all about money, and if you don't think it ain't about money, then you in the wrong business. It's all a business. Your brand is a business. Everything we put out, I guarantee every artist that ever tried to put a song out on Instagram, they hit them up. Somebody hit your inbox talking about paid promotion. Would you like to be put on this page? Would you like to be? And why you think they do that? Because everything is a business.
I gotta,
Advertising.
not to cut you, I gotta share
Go
this
ahead.
before I forget, man. And this. To be honest, that is the one and only reason that I do what I do now, and this is why I do this for y'all. Like
Right.
when I do, or when I curate my playlist, um, and when I invite guests onto this podcast, like I'm not trying to take advantage of y'all, and you can be a testament. I never asked for a penny from you, and I never will, and I never will from anybody. So if you're watching this, send me your shit, because I'm not going to do that, because I know how hard it is as an independent artist and an underground artist to find genuine people that are just in this for the music. And that's all I'm in this for. I've always say this, and I'll say this till the day I die. I'd rather be a broke artist doing what I love than be a wealthy artist doing something that I hate and taking advantage of people. I just wouldn't be able to live with myself, honestly, if I did that. So that is exactly what created and what birthed the Deserving playlist and Under 1 Million podcast. So I
There you go.
feel
Yeah,
your pain, bro. I
yeah.
feel your pain.
And my thing is like, man, bro, it's like a just imagine I'm coming home, like my Instagram follow, like I'm trying to get into so many things at one time because in my mind I'm trying to catch up. I'm trying to play catch up. I've been gone 5 years. It was really I came home early because I got my associate's degree, and that was so hard to do with so much noise, so much like I can get mad and punch somebody out, and now I just gotta start. Now I gotta start from square one. They throw me and say I just lost my degree. I just lost access to the phone. So it's like it really choose you. It really teaches you to pick your battles, and that's life.
Were you given
You
that
know,
option, while you were in there, or was that part of your deal when you went in? Like, how did that work? Actually getting
no, it
your
was
degree.
no, it wasn't part of my deal. It was me like looking on a bulletin board. What y'all got? What type of classes? It's really bare minimum. They don't offer too much because the state funds. So I just got some free time. Plenty of free time. But I'm looking on the bulletin board and seeing like, oh dang, how do I get into this? So I put in a request for school, and boom, it's a process. So many people, and they eventually called me one day to attend school, and they somehow got my transcripts from my old high school. I don't know how that's crazy how they get them from my high school to see if I have college education. And eventually, like you just have to apply yourself. It's definitely you definitely have to like can't be in no type of trouble. You gotta like it's a chain of command. You gotta have so much time. You gotta because they don't want to put people in this program who about to go home tomorrow. But I had plenty of time, so I'm like I'm gonna make the most of it. So I chose to get my degree. I chose to get these different floor care certifications. I chose to get different jobs, dietary. Like some people thought they was too good to work in dietary. I worked in the library. I had access to books. You know what I'm saying? So I took, people say don't do the time, don't let it do you. I did the time,
Got you.
So
I want to ask, how long was the process, like from when you submitted your request to get further your education? How long did that take when they gave you that
almost
call back?
almost like a year.
What?
There's so many people, bro. There's so many people
Oh,
and so many people trying to get into it. So just imagine that whole wait. All I'm doing is waking up. Oh, this is another part. So they come in, they come in, they don't waste no time reminding you that you just a number. That they don't waste no time reminding you that you the scum of the earth. They don't waste no time. Every morning they come in. You gonna see them 3 times, 3 to 4 times a day. Every time they switch shifts, they gonna either knock on your door, where you at? It's like they doing count.
right.
Or if you in a dormitory, I was in a dormitory when I was in a minimum security. So you sleeping, you got 100 people around you all the time, sleeping. Y'all sleeping, 100 people.
Wow.
Open showers, you taking showers with men. You know what I'm saying? These are the this is the environment that I was in, and a lot of people around the world in these type of conditions. So they constantly. So for instance, 7 o'clock, wake up, everybody wake up, stand up like this. They want to count, they count you, and then you just waking up, and now you got to deal with bullshit early in the morning. All right, go to sleep. 3 hours later, they doing the same thing. You could be in school, they count you. You can be ready to go to bed, they wake you up. Let me see if you still here. But I understand, because people do be escaping, but still, like it's all about how you do that stuff.
Yeah, I
So
completely agree. And I mean, I don't know why I act surprised that it was that long. I'm not surprised. It's just I, I wanted to ask that specific question because obviously, I think we all know, anybody that lives in America, we all know our system is all types of fucked up. Especially in that, you would think that would be the number one thing you would want anybody going in there to do. You want them to start turning their life around, start getting an education, and just for the fact that you had to wait a whole entire year, that's a whole year where something could happen in there to you
I could have
where
got some bullshit. I could have like
exactly.
anything. So my mind is like, dang. your mind, they say idle mind is the devil workshop or whatever. So it's like I'm constantly thinking of by human nature, we want to be entertained. You know, we want to be some type of arousal. You know what I'm saying? So we like you say all the time, you're looking for the next man to get in trouble, so it arouse you. Not saying that's my situation, but that was a lot of people's situation in there. Ain't nothing else to do. Let's see if he gonna punch this CO, so we can get a arousal out of it, and then that's how people get by in there, or just a whole bunch of nonsense.
Right.
And at the end of the day, we all men, we all dealing with issues, and we all want to go home. And sometimes a lot of people ain't going home. So a lot of people don't care about their freedom like I care about mine. So you gotta take that in consideration too. But in my mind, I had a goal. I had a goal when I went in, I had a goal when I came out, and I'm still working towards them goals. Like I got a lot of music that I never recorded that I wrote in there. And I'm just trying to find the right production, so
How
I'm just
much
trying
of
to
you?
figure out I'm trying to figure out how to give it to this audience, this world without.
You're still good. I don't. Did your computer go off? Because you're still good. I still see you.
Oh, something popped
Yeah.
up and then
Oh, you're
quit. What was the
good.
question? What you asked me?
No, you were talking about like writing and how you're trying to figure out how to present
Oh
the
yeah,
music you
because
wrote.
it's so raw. It's so raw, and it's like a lot of people try to compare me to Life Jennings because he was locked up and he came out and did the whole music thing.
Mhm.
Um, like I got a song be like I say when I'm alone in myself. No, I took LL Cool J. LL Cool J, I need love. So I
Okay.
took his message. I need love. He say, when I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall, and then in the back of my mind, I hear my conscience call, telling me I need a girl. You who sweet as a dove. For the first time in my life, I knew I need love. So I took that whole melody, the whole. I say, when I'm alone in myself, I just stare at the ceiling, reminisce about the past and everything that I'm missing. In the back of my mind, I know I should have committed, cause out of all of them girls, not even one was there with me. And it's sad to say, I did it to myself. I pushed everyone away. Whoever tried to help, I thought no one really cared. I mean, that's just the way I felt. Now I'm here today, not ashamed to say, I need la 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 la. La 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 oh, Vanny la 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 oh. Without your love, what am I gonna do? You know what I'm saying? And it's just talking about the whole experience, but I'm using like even in the video in my mind, I'm thinking like, okay, somebody slide me a LL Cool J tape.
Right.
We got the cassettes. We got cassettes, and I just pop it in and say LL Cool J need love. The whole. Then that's when the video come on. Like I got the whole image and the whole video in my head already.
So that whole thing. So you wrote that obviously without a beat, right? You
But
just
that'll be,
wrote
yeah.
melody, all that. I
Just
gotta,
beating on the wall, just
yeah, I gotta link you up with. I did an episode with Darius Ship. Did you see any of that episode by chance?
yeah, man. I was watching a couple of
Yeah.
them. That's dope artists, especially the last one. He was very, very, very like he was like he was like, well, yeah, that ain't me. But you like he's just putting it out there, generalizing it.
Yeah,
But he was
but
definitely educated.
no, yeah, I'm
You
not.
talking about the whole producing thing and how he don't like being boxed in and
Right.
yeah,
I gotta link you up with him, with Darius, because I've always been a super big fan of his. Well, not always, but ever since I've discovered his music and things like that. But I feel like his beats and would vibe right along with you, and he does that too. You know what I mean? If you have an idea of something, he can create around you too. So I feel like you guys could make some dope stuff. But
yeah, I'm definitely open to all that. Like I
yeah,
said,
I'll shoot you his Instagram after this, and maybe you can reach out to him and whatnot, and make something happen. But other than that, man, we're up almost to an hour. Maybe it might be a little bit over an hour right now.
dang,
It goes by quick, right?
you do. I feel like I'm just getting,
No, I feel you, but definitely, I'm trying to keep these at least the
yeah,
earlier
most definitely.
episodes to an hour. But
Yeah,
I would love to have you back. I feel like I have a tons more questions too. So,
yeah.
yeah, man. I appreciate you coming on. Before I do my little outro, let us know if you got anything coming in 2021, and where we can find you at and all that good shit.
Okay, again, my name is N.J.A.E. You can call me N.J.A.E, and it stands for, well, it's N.J.A.E, and it's an acronym. It stands for Not Just Another Entertainer. You can find me on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Amazon Music. Just type in N.J.A.E, YouTube. Also, I'm a personal trainer, and my name is James Terrell. My last name is Bateman, and my thing is Body by Bateman. You can follow me on Instagram at Body by Bateman. That's my fitness page for helps any help with tips on wellness and fitness. You can also follow me there. Snapchat Body by Bateman, TikTok the real underscore N.J.A.E. I'm just trying to branch out and just expand and be a part of the world and give off good vibes. And I want the good vibes too. So anybody that's willing to link, collab, feature, just give me a DM. I ain't no better than you. We all out here grinding, so let me introduce me to your world. We can maybe make some out of it all. And I appreciate you again for this platform, allowing me to give my truth and to,
No, absolutely, man.
someday, someday
Again,
this will come of this.
no, absolutely. Like I said, I think when we started, I don't see anything stopping you but yourself, man, because you're incredibly talented. Um, and yeah, man, just keep making the music that you want to make, and I see you being big one day. I really do, and I'm not just saying that. I wouldn't just say that to anybody I have on here either. But I gotta ask you before we do go. You mentioned you're a personal trainer, and I actually had some questions because I used to work in fitness. I used to do the whole thing too. What's what's your diet like, man? I gotta get abs like you, bro.
Okay, look. Okay, look. First, we're gonna have to have another conversation on this, but because it's a lot of misconceptions about the whole abs. Everybody have abs. It's the fat on top of the abs, the
Right.
abdominal. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much, my diet consists of, like, I just stopped eating red meat. I eat a lot of fish, a lot of vegetables. A lot of carbs. I eat the right carbs. It's two different types of carbs. We ain't gonna go too deep, but pretty much it's just moderation. To sum it up, is moderation. You drink, moderate in moderation. Don't drink so much. Break it
Right.
down every other week. Limit yourself. You want to fast. Fast don't mean completely like cut it out, but it's what in the time you cut it out. So a lot of people get these beer bellies and you know carb overloads. You just moderate it. Stop all that sugar, a lot of sugar, a lot of candy. I don't eat a lot of candy. You know, I don't eat a lot of cake. If I eat cookie, I might eat a cookie here and there, and I'm just like, this is whatever. It's not really appealing to me, and it probably comes from me not being able to have that for so long. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So
Yeah.
it's different for me.
Your body gets used to your diet for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's and stay hydrated. Like, I stay with water. You know, and a good dose of peanuts. Good protein. It curbs your appetite. You know, you never. Stay away
I,
from the junk food. Stay away from the junk
no,
food.
I feel you, man. I've been struggling with that. These holidays have destroyed me.
Chips. I love chips. I love chips. I love them.
What's your
But
favorite
I
chip?
even not have to. Woo, all of them.
Oh, come on, bro. Give
I
me
like
one. Give me one.
Flaming Hots. I like Flaming Hots.
Yeah. I'll give
I
you a
love
pause
them.
on that one. Yeah. Even though I feel like that's probably like the worst shit you could possibly eat, but it's all right.
Exactly. Exactly. The red dye. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Moderation, though, right? Yeah, it's all good.
Moderation. That's me. Hey, look. This me being honest. Some
Hey,
trainers a lie to you. Give you a both age lie. Oh, I don't eat none of that. Though. I don't. Nah. I'm
bro,
human.
I'll tell you. Quick story before I go. I worked in fitness for a long time. I basically after high school I started coaching football, and then I got into working in the fitness world. I managed a UFit. I don't know if you guys got UFit out there, but I managed a UFit for a while, and then I started working at what's called Orange Theory. But either way,
Orange Theory. The
yeah,
vibe.
yeah. There you go. Long story short, though, I cannot tell you how many times I've heard trainers just completely full of shit. Ones that I hired too. So I felt like I'm like, oh my god, these guys are fucking idiots, man. They're telling me all this type of shit that I know they're not
Right.
doing, and I know that
Exactly.
it's just super hard for anyone to do. Man, I feel that. So I appreciate the honesty on your diet.
And they won't tell you what they doing. Like a
Nah,
lot of
nah.
people, like when I came home, a lot of people asked me, "Are you on Trets or some type of steroid where it gets you cut?" I'm like, bro, I don't know nothing about that. I I ain't feel comfortable telling where I just came from either though. Like I ain't want to give them all that, but a lot of work and dedication. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that big. You would know when somebody owns something.
Oh
And
yeah,
you
for
know,
sure. It's easy to tell.
it
The
was
skin is
it was
nasty, man.
it was a compliment, but it was like an assault at the same time. Like whatever,
Yeah, and
whatever.
a lot of people I
Ignorant.
feel like do think that
Yeah.
that's just a compliment. Like, oh yeah, you on something, bro? It's like, so you think I'm a lazy piece of shit that I can't put the work
Right,
in
pretty much.
myself?
That's what I hear. That's what I hear.
Yeah. Oh man, I
Yeah.
feel you. But yeah, like I said, I'm about to go into another hour. But anyway,
Yeah,
I
bro. I don't
definitely
want
no, I definitely have to have you back on for sure. I enjoyed this thoroughly, and you're a super humble dude, and I appreciate you just being open and honest with me. And
to.
I got a million more questions, so
There,
I'll have you
there,
back on soon for sure.
yes, sir. There's strength in our testimony, to where everybody else can come out and tell their truth and get rid of depression and not have to turn to, the substance, that
Right.
might create another habit, that might create another habit, and then it's over with.
I feel you.
That's really what it boils down to, is like people not feeling like they can express themselves. So they go indulge in these substances that might cause me to forget about it. I'm
100%.
gonna leave it at that. I'm
I'm
gonna leave
with
it
you.
at
I'm
that.
with you. But Najee, stay on real quick. I'm just gonna do a quick wrap up, and then we'll
Okay,
chat for a couple minutes after this. I'll
I got
tell you all the behind the scenes
you.
details. But
Right.
but everybody listening, I appreciate you listening. I love y'all for supporting independent music. This was Najee. Like he said, he's got plenty coming for you guys in 2021. If y'all are looking to work with him, reach out to him. I can tell he's a super open dude. So, I feel like he can make some great music with a lot of y'all. Uh, that's it. I'm wrapping it up. Peace out, everybody.